Hi everybody, this is Jessica, the Enneagram Life Coach, and thanks for watching my channel. I'm a life coach in real life, like you can pay me and we do 1-hour phone call sessions. If you're interested in that, please contact me and let me know. But if not, this channel is intended to give you some good information about yourself, and hopefully that will help you love yourself and others better. So I mentioned a few videos back that one of the questions I get often is, if I am Enneagram type X, who is my most compatible other Enneagram type? And my response to that was that actually it's not so much about type, like two different types that go together well. It's more about how healthy is your partner. Because the reality is that all of the Enneagram types, when they are at their absolute healthiest, are amazing, amazing people. When we are at our healthiest, that is where we best reflect the image of God or the divine within or the light. Okay, so the goal for any of us, hopefully, is to be the best version of ourselves and get out of our Enneagram numbers grip, because all of us are born into the grips of ego, which is your Enneagram number. Okay, so then the next question might be, well, how do I know if somebody is healthy or not? Great question. That's a very valid question. How would you know if somebody is healthy or not? So I'm going to do 3 videos here on what unhealthy Enneagram types look like, what moderate or like average Enneagram types look like, and what the healthiest version of each Enneagram type looks like. But today we're going to start with unhealthy. So when we're talking about unhealthy Enneagram type, another way to say this is when somebody is habitually, exclusively stuck within the confines of their own personality type, that's no bueno. Okay, so I will give you an example. I'm a 7, I'm a type 7. For me to be unhealthy would be for me to be exhibiting all of the behaviors of 7hood all of the time without any capabilities for me to shift out of that into better ways of being. So the low side of 7 would be something like being scattered, being overly playful, being not very responsible, not keeping promises, not keeping appointments, not being able to commit to things or to work or to projects or to people, being very irresponsible, being very childlike. That's just 7 though. So all of the numbers have, at their lowest, they're not great. But when somebody is not healthy, one of the manifestations of that is that they kind of only do things the way their Enneagram type does. Like they don't have a lot of ability to shift out of that. Now, if you don't know Enneagram, it's kind of hard for you to see that, but I do know Enneagram, and a lot of people know Enneagram. So once you know it, it's a lot easier to see. Another thing that happens at lower levels is just destructive behavior, right? People who know better but are just not doing what they know is better to do, right? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to say that's destructive and that's not healthy. No matter what your type is, if you are doing something habitually that is not improving your life or the life of those you love, or worse, harming your life or harming you and others, that's not healthy. Being very adamant that their way is the only way, that's a sign of closed-mindedness. That's a sign of somebody not being very fluid or able to respond to the situation at hand. Another way we could say is not being present to the situation, because one of the fundamental growth points for a lot of faiths or religious practices is being guided by God in the moment. So like in the Christian faith tradition, we believe that God will give you the words you need to say and will help you speak when the time is here. We worry about what we need for today. We don't worry about the future. We don't sit and dread the past, because the past is over. Today is a new day. His mercies are new every day. And so we live in the present moment and we make wise decisions in real time. But an unhealthy person, depending on their number, can be really fixated on the future, or really fixated on the past. Neither one of those is helpful. Of course, visiting the future, having goals, and visiting mistakes from the past to some extent is definitely useful and necessary for human growth. But living in either of those places, bad news. And I can tell you, as a sevens usually live in the future. I had to really learn how to stop doing that because I was like 5 years ahead. Which you can't be, by the way. That was an ego trick. So being present in the moment is a sign of growth. Being present / being able to respond to each moment as it comes rather than just using your Enneagram number. Being open about there being more than one way and not engaging in habitual destructive behaviors. Okay, that's what those things, destructive behaviors, being stuck in your number and being stuck in the future or in the past, that's what unhealthy people do. If you are that way, or if somebody you are in relationship with is that way, it's going to take a toll on the relationship, and that's what we mean by unhealthy. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and the next video we will talk about what average health looks like.